it's just an incredible opportunity. Incredible. And so it is like the economy is doing what it's doing, and this is doing, and now it's the H1N1. It's always something. I mean, it'll go on dramatic. It's more dramatic because we have the modality of media to like really amplify it even more.
Intensify it, yeah.
Yeah, and the other side, you can find divine truth on the internet now too, because you can find, okay, this is trying to hold people hostage by this story, you know? Everything is fear-based. It's all about fear. And then you look at, well, how do I feel? Should I get the shots or should I not get the shots? So how do I feel about this bird swiney flu? The conspiracy side, or
the whole shot.
I just got some interesting phone calls this morning about it, actually.
I mean, I don't want to get the shot.
No, I'm not getting the shot. You know, yeah, if you get the flu, you get your flu. I mean, it's the same as any. I've never had a shot for any kind of flu. I mean, it's just not my thing. You know, I use it as a stretch to be able to like, well, I don't even have any fear about it. I haven't actually even had a thought about it.
I haven't either.
Mind you think I would, because when I went overseas, everyone had masks on in airports, and it was like, it kind of brought it home in Peru. It's against the law to work in the airport without having masks on. So you walk in as hundreds of people with these masks on when you land in Peru, and I'm like, good grief.
Well, it's turned into something quite huge in the media. You know, speaking of media and how they blow things out of proportion. I mean, you know, I've looked at videos where they've actually, you know, said that they've set up concentration camps for people who are going to refuse to take the shot, and that they're going to quarantine people, and you know, my friend in Australia believes that, you know, that they're using it as a means, you know, another means of control. And
well, I heard something that was really interesting from an Israeli intelligence from Israel who's in Australia, hiding out. And he said that there's so much heavy metals in the vaccination that this is a conspiracy theory. It's just somebody's thought, not mine necessarily. I'll put that out there now. That it's linked to a satellite.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And so that it would turn on this magnetic thing going on in their body.
That actually there was some sort of microchip
in children.
In the needle when they went to give the shot.
So why would children die of this flu and not old people now? It's usually the old people and immune sensitive people that die of the flus, but how come they're saying young people?
Yeah.
Have they ever stated why it would kill young people out in the media?
Well, it's almost like, it's when I read that kind of stuff, it was like, you know, it leads a person to think genocide, you know, like how is it that a virus can target a specific group of people?
Yeah, see, this is this whole the shift, in consciousness between being somewhat, you know, compassionate and positive in your consciousness, and being aware of, like we're talking about this odd, strange stuff that the media or the conspiracy people are putting out, has truth in it or not. Even if it doesn't have truth, it's still putting that consciousness out.
Right.
And so it's like, again, how do you react to that? Even the conspiracy thought. But the interesting thing about it is there's no grey area in thought. It's either extremists, or we have us here trying to get planet together, love baby. There's no
Save the baby.
vacillating in between those areas, you know. It's just like you're either paranoid or you're not.
Yeah.
And so that's real interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because inside of you, that's what it is. You really, absolutely, 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, people talk about an interesting thing in 2014 too, is that you have to be in choice. You can't sit on the fence inside. And so like if you're vacillating about something personal, or should I be there, or should I be, you know, like make a decision. Is there such a thing as a wrong decision? No. It's just a journey. People get hooked on this bad, good thing. You know, good and bad, and if I go this way spiritually, it might be the wrong path. There's no such thing as a wrong path.
Yeah.
So if you take that all out, then you just continue. I think people fundamentally are afraid of change because they're afraid of the unknown. Because everything has to be in black and white.
Definitely, yeah.
Like I got to see the big picture here. But that's not how it is. And now it's really up for grabs because everything is moving really quickly. time is like,
Yeah.
my gosh. I mean, it's like I turn around and think, good grief, what's happening to my life? I mean, I do a lot of things. I said to someone the other day, if, touch wood, so happened that I had to die next Tuesday, I'm fine. I've done a lot of stuff, I'm like, I've lived my life. I've lived my life for 10 people. So,
Let me remember what glass
yeah,
feels like.
where's the wood? Here we are. It's interesting how these kind of things work. Why would we touch wood? We should research those things on like people's...
Knock on wood. What is that?
The coffin. It was come from the coffin. Like when...
I think so.
Yeah, when people were buried and they were still alive. It was something to do with knocking on the wood to see if they were okay or dead.
Out.
Yeah, something like that. Got a question here?
Yeah, I wanted to get back to the channeling thing for a moment with you. When you're channeling, do you, you channel entities that call themselves the arcs. There's 7 of them.
Yeah.
They're angels.
Yeah.
And he had mentioned, channeling a higher self. Are you channeling a higher self? Are they like a higher self of you? What is that really? I mean, there might be, truth to what he's saying, but it might be maybe a little different. And I know that Bashar, he does channel his higher self. The ET that he channels is his higher self.
Yeah, it's a part of his experience. Yeah, I believe it's a part of my experience too. Where I would probably get a lot of channelers go, how could you be a part of an angelic quality? But why couldn't you?
Can I interject something just there? Is it like a vibrational match?
Yeah.
Like this is what I'm resonating, this is what I feel, this is how I feel the truth is, and then that vibrational match comes to you and identifies itself, and there it is.
Well, again, if we are all a part of each other,
right,
and that's really hard for people to accept here because you identify with the physical form. So it's like, we are exchanging cells just through the power of our breath.
Right.
You're related to a tree because you're breathing what the tree is exhaling, called oxygen. So you're a part of that tree. So so we can intellectually understand that in this world. But when it comes to formless states, people then put every spirit in a compartment of itself, and that it's separate from you. When I don't believe that, and I've always seen channelers, even though channelers will identify the personality that they're channeling as a separate entity of themselves in the past. Although Ramtha now says that, Jay-Z says that, it is a part of her consciousness. But before, no, when in the 80s and stuff like that, it was a separate entity. So I believe that as I'm reaching through into an angelic realm of consciousness, archangel realm, that it is a part of me. Because we all are birthed from that source reality. And there's different, dimension is just a level of consciousness.
Right.
Okay? Again, it's like, we get in our mind this hierarchic system kind of stuff that's set up because that's how we kind of do it here. And so, as it's passed through the realm, as the source birthed a reality called angels, or it birthed, they say, father, mother, first entities in the sense of consciousness that was birthed from the source, and then angelic realm. So there's beings that never incarnate to this world. They don't need form. So they stay formless. And so all of us as souls have to pass through these dimensions, be of our belief system or not. In the original state of yourself, see, this is my quest, is that I want to remember that state. I want to have an experience of being embraced, engulfed, everything in the source, my beginning of self. I mean, you had a beginning, and I think that that's what this is all about, this conscious reawakening to consciousness. But again, the only way that you can embrace that is through the power of your heart, because if you intellectualize going back to the source, what the heck does that look like? Your ego goes, what?
It's because it doesn't understand regression as progression.
Well, it doesn't understand formless.
Yeah.
And so, it doesn't, it can only identify with form, can only identify with structure.